Yesterday we had some great weather. I went to ride at a local skate park. I didn't warm up. Guess what happens when you don't warm up? You ride tight. It honestly ruined my ride. I know better. It's kind of like I waste the ride if I don't spend the time warming up. Some rides you gotta hit it. Like you gotta pin it from the minute you start riding. We are on our way to meet Lee, who is religious about his warm-ups and his workouts. And he has a trailhead warm-up / workout that we're gonna film so that anybody out there can just flip it open on the phone right before your ride. There is no doubt that you are gonna ride better, you're gonna have more fun if you warm up before your ride. So here we go. All right, Lee showed up. Welcome.
Thanks, man.
This is your show.
Oh boy, hi.
I'll be over there behind the camera if you need me.
Okay. When we were 20, we just get on our bikes and pin it and never warm up. As we get older, the amount of time you need to spend prepping becomes a lot greater. And one of the best, most effective ways you can incorporate this into your life is just do a routine before every single ride. That's what I do. I'm dogmatic about my routine. I never miss it. I'm gonna show you a 10-minute routine that you can add to your life. And the only equipment you have to have is an exercise band. They come in all different weights. I use an extra heavy for the pulling movement, and I use a medium for the pushing movement. You can make your own decision. It's super helpful to get a pair of handlebars that you're riding with, and you need places to attach the bands. Alex's Jeep will be just fine. I like a low mount for one move and a high mount for two of the other moves. You can count reps or go by time. I like to go by time. I have this Timex sports watch. It has a timer with a vibration. I'm gonna set that for a minute and I'm gonna hit go, okay? The first move is a hinge / unhinge. The rules go like this. Pivot of the knee stays over the middle of the foot. Watch my knee, it doesn't go anywhere. For right now, here we go. Maybe you touch the ground. You'll notice that my torso goes to level, right? If you do something else with your hands, it starts to look less appropriate. This is something you can do in a public park right here. A minute's a bit of a long time. And you might be thinking, well, dang, this is hard work. I'm breathing hard. That's good. When you get on your bike and it's time to shred, you should be physiologically and mentally ready to shred. So we're doing this. You could, of course, add load. That's a deadlift, but it's not necessary for what we're doing. We're almost at a minute. This motion right here is what we use to make power. Up a steep hill, big bunny hop. That was a minute. Now what we'll do, I'm a little bit looser now. We're gonna go to a bike stance. Most people, you cannot start in a bike stance. You're too tight. So I'm gonna do another minute. I'm gonna do half of it with my favorite foot forward. Notice that when I go down here, I have the triangle of awesome. My knees are next to each other, right? And you're gonna notice that that left hamstring isn't super stoked. That's a tight hamstring. So do your best to keep your hips square. And visualize, right? You're going up a ledge. You're doing a sweet bunny hop. You're boosting a jump. You're doing a wheelie drop. All these power moves happen right here. And as much as you can, keep your knees next to each other when you're in this down position. Okay? And I'm gonna switch sides. And this is loosening up the hamstrings in a pretty good way. Right, so you go about 30 seconds each side. Beep, beep, beep. So we're 2 minutes in. The heart rate's changing, which is wonderful, right? The next one is this, okay? We're gonna start with your favorite foot forward. We're gonna get to a low hinge, and we're gonna go to a high hinge. This is really difficult. I teach this in class now. Most people have a really hard time with this. So try to keep your torso level. Your hips and your entire torso move up and down. If your butt moves up 6 inches, your fingers should move up 6 inches. This vertical, like the vertical movement of your legs and hips, that handles the pressure and the vertical component of the bumps. And this is a fact. The more range you have here, the more powerfully you can move in this range, the smoother you are on the bike. There's no getting around that. That's only 40 seconds. This is proper work. And hopefully my torso's staying pretty level with my hips. That's good. This is not easy. Do this, maybe start at your house in front of a mirror so you can see this, because most of you guys are gonna come up like this. There's gonna be a lot of that going on. That's not what we want. We wanna stay right down low. That was a minute. Now switch feet, reset your timer. Like, that's proper work. You can hear me breathing, right? Here we go. And I'm a tactile guy, so I'm touching my fingertips to the ground. Maybe I can touch my knuckles to the ground. The lower you get and the higher you get, the bigger the range you have, the better. Simple dimple. It'd be good if I was looking ahead instead of at the ground. You'll notice too, right? Like, this is it for riding down rough. So doing this maneuver with both feet forward just helps build that patterning in, so it's easier to make the switch someday. You're gonna find that this is incredibly difficult when you start doing this thing. Remember, keep your torso level. We don't want any of this. Stay nice and level. Whew. Man, that'll wake you up. That's serious work. We have the band on a low mount. A little bit lower would be nice, but this is fine. Ready? So here we go. Setting the timer for another minute. Here we go. So ideally for this one, we're hinged. And as you push with your feet, you pull with your arms. Push with your feet, pull with your arms. And I'm trying my best to stay hinged. The fact of the matter is, the harder you're pulling, like the more resistance you have, the more you're gonna come up to deal with the torque. That's fine. But do what you can to stay hinged, because we're trying to create movement patterns for shredding. And of course, you'll notice, I'm sure, that it looks like I'm leaning back, and that's just because I'm opposing this really heavy band. That's fine. Just try to stay balanced in your feet, right? And we're training yourself that pretty much whenever we're pushing with our feet, we're pulling with our hands. We're making that pattern, and we're getting opposition from our lats and our glutes. That was a long minute. Holy cow. I'm gonna talk just so I get a second of rest, and then I'm gonna reset the timer, and I'm gonna do the same maneuver with my opposite foot forward. And like, this is a warm-up and a workout. So before a ride, don't kill yourself, but definitely turn things on. And if you do this over time and you start increasing the amount of work you do, you'll get fitter in this way. If you're not riding that day, potentially this could be a good workout. Do a couple of rounds and you'll be good to go. So you're pushing with your feet, pulling with your hands. Hands are at bar width. This right here is like loading for like a low trajectory hop, pumping, kind of a normal jump, and just pumping sick trail. Ooh, it's good work. The other guys who you ride with, you're gonna have to get them on this program, because as soon as you get on your bike, you're gonna be at full power, and they're gonna have to soft pedal for 25 minutes. Woo! Okay, that's a row. And after every row comes an anti-row. So for this, we're gonna use a higher mounting point. Every athlete in the world who's serious about what he or she is doing warms up. So here we go. This is an anti-row, opposite of a row. This is part of what we train. When the body's going down, we push. When the body's coming up, we pull. And we always set the timer. Here we go. All right, here we go. So, down, push, up, pull. It's just like the row, it's just the opposite work pattern, right? And I don't know what my body looks like on the outside because I'm stabilizing against this band. I'm trying to be in a hinge. My body will naturally do what it needs to do to manage the band. But for you, internally, don't worry about what this looks like. Focus on what it feels like. You should have equal weight in both feet. But imagine like at the trailhead, you have a red medium band, and then at home, you run an XL black band, who knows? All right, that was one foot. Now we're at the opposite foot forward, right? Same maneuver, hinge as much as you can. You go down, you come up. Push down, pull up. Push down, pull up. Push down, pull up. And notice the angle that I'm pushing at. Like, as you guys know from our other videos, your bars follow an arc around your feet. We can't make an arc with the band, but I'm trying to match the angle as much as I can, just so this is better practice, right? The more specific it is, the better it's gonna serve you. Whew. This is a great warm-up. I'm being conscious of my shoulder blades. Try to keep them together and down. Pack your shoulders. Don't let them hunch. Keep them down, away from your ears. Oh. Oh, wow. It's a good thing this is a titanium handlebar. It's light. I can deal with it. Oh my gosh, that's no joke. I'm ready to ride, you guys. Those 4 that we just did mapped straight to the bike. You get better at hinging and unhinging, you're better at technical climbing, period. You get better at low-high hinge, you're better at descending, period. Better at row and anti-row, you're better at everything. Like, those are straight ties to biking, Kung Fu circles. Because with me, everything's about Kung Fu. We don't want stability from your stance, we want stability from your center. So feet together, set your timer, and you're gonna go 30 seconds of circles this way. If you straighten your arms all the way, there's more stress through your core. However, I believe you should bend your arms, because that adds to the pressure. So we do that for about 30 seconds, and then we'll switch sides, switch directions. Honestly, like what I'm showing you is a really efficient full body workout, even if you're not a mountain biker. You could just, like, if you're on like a work trip, bring your band, bring your bar if you want. Do this in your hotel room, wherever you're at. This is great stuff. 1 round, totally great warm up. 2 or 3 would kick your butt. That'd be a proper workout. All right? And then we'll do the same thing on the other side.
Lee is like the Richard Simmons of MTB workouts. He is able to work out and talk at the same time. I can't walk and chew gum at the same time. I'm inspired. I'm gonna go get a little ride in now. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, hit the like button. If you'd like to see more, hit the subscribe button and ding that little bell. And we'll see you next time on Enjoy a Bike.